Now it's time for our next segment, which is our game of the week. And as you know, if you've been watching, we bring on our special guest. This week is no different. This gentleman you can see on Sundays on the Fantasy Show. And of course, he's been a guest on some of the other shows throughout the last couple of years. So let's please welcome to the program, probably one of the Dallas Cowboys I could stand. There's only about two or three of them, because I think most of them are obnoxious, but he's not a bad guy. So please welcome to the program, Mr. David Wright. David, come on in. How are you?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. There are very few Dallas Cowboys fans that I can stand as well.
Well, there you go. See, that's what I'm saying. You asked today, I can tolerate. That's about it.
Entrance planned, but apparently the NFL shop is sold out of Cooper Rush jerseys.
Get out of here!
Wasn't able to be here in time with the clown mask and all that. It was going to
be. That's great. Well, listen, David, let's get into it because, hey, you, my friend, have plenty of reasons to smile right now with your Cowboys sitting there at 4-1 with a big game with the Eagles this weekend. But I do got to ask you, I want to get your opinion on this for sure. Cooper Rush is 4-0 as a starter, okay? We all know Dak is going to be back at some point because he is your franchise quarterback. But I'm going to ask you, do you disrupt, if you keep winning with Cooper, do you disrupt that just to give Dak his job back? Or does Cooper Rush continue to play? What do you think there?
See, this is tough for me. I just went through this a few years back. They built that team, that offensive line, for Tony Romo. I really believe that if Romo hadn't gotten hurt, we would have absolutely been just a terrifying team that year. But something very interesting happened. He goes down, Dak comes in, and Dak is professional game manager. His rookie year, our team as a whole is just rolling. We didn't really have a lot of weaknesses, and then over the next couple of years, everybody from our fan base to our ownership to our coaching tried to make Dak into something he's not. I'm sorry, Dak is not Aaron Rodgers. He is not the guy who's going to step in and win games off of his talent and his arm. The reason we're winning right now is because Cooper Rush is doing exactly what Dak did his entire rookie season. He is managing the game, albeit not as well as Dak did then. Cooper's gotten really lucky. He threw some interceptions that were overturned by penalties. He fumbled the ball twice this last week. We just didn't lose it either time. He has almost turned the ball over a lot, and we've gotten lucky. Our defense is it's something special to watch right now. Of course,
it's pretty good.
My life is a Cowboy. We pump money into the offense every year. We have a terrible defense since the Super Bowl days, and now we finally have a defense, and our offense is just falling apart. So, yeah.
Well, yeah. Isn't that always the way? Talk to the Ravens about that one, my friend. No, I'm kidding. But again, given the fact that again, Dallas is 4-1, man. You got a big game with the Eagles this week. Does this game establish? I guess what I'm trying to say is, does this game establish them? They can beat the Eagles. Are you convinced then that the Cowboys are for real? With or without, with Cooper Rush or with Dak Prescott? Do we think that the defense will carry these guys this season?
Cooper Rush is not the guy. Let's just stop that now. Okay, Cooper Rush is not the guy. Cooper Rush is coming in, doing exactly what he's told. And what he's being told is don't mess up. The defense will keep us in this game. Just don't screw it up. I hope that Dak has been watching. I really do, because Dak gets outside of himself. I think Dak has started to believe his own hype. Dak needs to manage the game. And honestly, I think the best thing that could happen this week is that we sit Dak one more week. I don't care how healthy he is. Give our defense an opportunity to go see Jalen Hurts and that offense, and let Cooper Rush get absolutely annihilated and just embarrassed on national TV. Okay. Put that aside.
So that'll stop all the talk? Yeah.
What's that?
So it'll stop all the talk about Cooper Rush? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yes. And it'll give that one more week. And it won't give the Eagles – it'll kind of take away the Eagles' defense's shot at at getting a feel for our offense this year.
Okay.
I don't see any benefit to throwing Dak in there that outweighs the possible negatives. If Dak goes in there, he's rusty. He has a bad game. That's going to be the rest of the year, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want Dak to come back and get this Cooper Rush thing behind him. Come back, play the game the right way, be a game manager, trust your defense, and take a shot at Philly later in the year.
Okay, so real quick then, Nate did ask the question. Obviously, Tony Pollard, when he's gotten the ball, has been great. But obviously, Zeke is the man. They paid him, give me my money. And so Zeke is the featured back. He's the man. But what do you think of this? What do you think of Zeke Elliott and what he's done so far? And, Tony Pollard kind of right behind him.
That's a tough one. Zeke the mileage is showing on Zeke with the injuries over the last couple of years. He's a power runner. We talked about this on the fantasy show briefly, and the change in the running back position that we're seeing right now with all of these running back committees that are actually being very successful. The two of them complement each other amazingly well. I don't think that Tony Pollard would have nearly as much success without Zeke, and I think that he is prolonging Zeke's career. So from my perspective, I don't care how much we paid either one of them. Don't touch it. Don't mess with it. Zeke will wear defenses down, and Tony Pollard will come in and roll out 57-yard touchdowns.
Right, exactly. No, yeah, for sure. No, that's great. I mean, it's like you said, it's great to have that kind of 1-2 punch. That's what I'm, to be honest, that's what I'm hoping for in Chicago with Montgomery and Herbert at some point. That 1-2 punch will take care of us and carry us. But David, we appreciate the Cowboy talk, but we're going to move on a little bit here. As you know, this is the game of the week, and David has been nice enough to pick our game for us. So let's get into that. We got Kansas City and Buffalo that David has picked. So Delilah, I'm going to start with you. Your thoughts this week on Kansas City and Buffalo. Delilah, go ahead, honey. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties.
I was just unmuting myself. Anyway.
Yeah, no problem.
No, I'm actually excited because, everybody is really – it's a good game to pick because I think it's not just the game of the week. To me, it's America's game. You know what I mean? They always have one. This is definitely it because after what happened last year, we all saw it, right? That overtime, that back and forth, the duking it out. There's no way people are not anticipating. And both of these guys have been balling out. I mean, insane. Both have been just insane touchdowns after touchdowns. We saw both of them last week, this past week scored multiple touchdowns for insane amount of passing yards. So I'm excited, man. I think it's gonna be a good time. Again, I want to give the edge to the Bills only because their defense is better.
Okay, fair enough.
Only because we saw that against the Raiders, right? But the Raiders actually, actually scoring on their defense. We saw that, right? So it's not like no one saw that. The Raiders lost, but at the same time, they did score on that Chiefs defense. So they're gonna have to Chiefs are gonna have to figure that out because you can't do that with the Bills, right? You might come back against the Raiders, but if you're down 17-0 against the Bills and that defense, that's not going to be the same story. You know what I mean? So I hope it goes wild. I really want to see the touchdowns fly, but I don't know. I feel like both defenses are going to be on alert, but we'll see. But I'm excited. Sure. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Well, Handy, I'm going to come to you next, buddy. Isn't this the battle of the quarterbacks? I mean, you've got Josh Allen.
100%.
You've got Patrick Mahomes. This is the future, present and future of the NFL. Give your opinion on this matchup, especially with the two quarterbacks involved.
Listen, Delilah said that both defenses are on alert. Both defenses were on alert last year. There was more at stake in that game last year, and they still lit the scoreboard up. I think this is what I'm looking forward to. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's almost going to be like the NBA All-Star game, all offense and where's the defense. I just want to see the scoreboard get lit up. I want to see Patrick Mahomes doing 360 behind his back passes. Josh Allen do the Vinsanity dunk after a quarterback sneak in the goalpost. I'm being extreme. I'm being extreme, but this is a game that I am going to be glued to the TV, computer, wherever I can watch it, cell phone, I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to see this game. Not only that, as a connoisseur of cooking and a thick boy, you can't not be excited about the home of some of the country's best barbecue against the place that gave us birth to the best wings on the face of the planet. I'm just saying.
And on that note, we're going to go to David. No, but seriously, again, both offenses are juggernauts. We know that. So this is a game that might come down to who can make a stop. David, if you had to pick a defense right now, though, who would you pick in this game? Who gets the stop?
Okay, so this game for me, I completely agree with everything that Anthony and Delilah just said. I am going to be glued to this game. To be honest, I am really pulling for Buffalo. It was back in week 2. Kansas City played the Chargers, and we do a work pool, pick'ems and whatnot. And I told everybody this game decides the Chargers season. If Justin Herbert and that team can't come out and claim that division for themselves and make a statement in this game, the Chargers are done in my mind. Chargers are done.
Okay.
Buffalo is the last man standing. Buffalo has not been able to get over this hump with Kansas City, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, who is, the top quarterback in the league. I am just excited for one, but I really hope that Buffalo takes this game and this rivalry continues to build. Kansas City's at home and they're getting 2.5 points. Even Vegas isn't given any love either way. No. They're not even getting the 3 points for being at home. I'm going to take Buffalo in this because I think the chip on their collective shoulder, having to sit back and watch what Kansas City's done over the last couple of years and losing that game last year. I mean, there were a bunch of us. We were all in a video chat watching that game. It was 3 quarters of absolute garbage, and then just explosion.
Exactly.
It was like both teams were trying to hold back because they knew that whoever scored last was going to win that game, and then they just go back and forth. I am hoping Buffalo can take this. However, Patrick Mahomes has made a name for himself in winning these type of games. This is what Patrick Mahomes does. So if Josh Allen can't add that to his bag of tricks, being able to win these close games against division rivals and the Chiefs, then I think we'll see a regression in Buffalo, and I don't want to see that.
Okay, fair enough. No. Again, my thing on this whole thing is that I wish this game was a little later in the year when both teams would have much, with more games under their belt, just because then we could say definitively this is the game that's going to determine who takes the AFC in a sense. But we get it in week 6, and that's fine. And luckily our beloved Bear play on Thursday, so that Sunday, hopefully, this is the game of the week I get on television here in Chicago, because this is one I definitely don't want to miss. And I kind of want to, Kate saying go Bills, Allen and Diggs are a fierce duo. They are. But I've been impressed, and I'm not going to lie about this, with the way that Patrick Mahomes, not having Tyreek Hill, his main receiver that everybody's talked about, has managed to spread the ball around. I mean, obviously yesterday was the Travis Kelce show. Guy had 4 touchdowns. But Valdez Scantling has caught the ball. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has caught the ball out of the backfield. He's thrown to the other tight ends on Kansas City. Like, this guy has passed to everybody on their offense, essentially, throughout these games. And that's impressive to me because he knows he doesn't have that number one speed. He doesn't have that guy. He doesn't have Tyreek Hill to really just blaze down the sideline and throw it deep. So he's doing everything he can to just, kind of manage what he has. And again, Kansas City is tough, but I'm with you guys, or at least I'm with David on this. I want Buffalo to win the game because from the beginning of the year, thought, man, Buffalo looks great on paper. Yeah, maybe the running game isn't as good as it could be, but Singletary has done his job. He's done what he's supposed to do, and they're getting everything out of the passing game. Allen's to Diggs is phenomenal. So, I think Buffalo's still marching forward. That's the team to beat to me, and I think this is a game that Kansas City needs as well to prove that they haven't gone anywhere and that they still could be a dominant team in the AFC. So it's going to be a great game. I wouldn't touch this one either because I saw it was the 2.5 points. I'm like, I'm not picking this one at all because I don't know what's going to happen. So I left it alone for my picks this week. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not touching this one.
We
But
found
I
it.
do
We
hope that
found
Buffalo
one
comes
that
up.
Nick doesn't want the smoke for. How about that?
No, I
never thought
don't.
would
No,
see
I
it.
don't because again, I don't want it. I don't because like I said, David said it's only 2.5 points, and Kansas City's getting it because they're at home. So they're the favorite. It's like, ooh, really? Who did that? What does Vegas know that I don't know? But again, I hope Buffalo comes out on top. And again, I think we're all anticipating this game. David, thank you for picking this one because I know this one is definitely on everybody's mind for this week. As it's got to be the game of the week. I don't care what anyone says. This is definitely one for the books, hopefully, and I hope we're not disappointed. I hope it's not a 10-9 game because that would just suck.
Oh.
You know what I mean? We're talking all about all this offense and all this stuff, and the defenses just come out and take over, and it's like 11-10 in that San Francisco-Seattle game or whatever. Like no one wants to see that. We don't want to see. We want offense here, folks. This is one of those games. I want 45-42 or something. Give me something good. But okay, so there we go. You guys have heard it here. Game of the week. Of course, we want to thank David Wright for coming on. David, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on. Again, folks, as you know, we have a guest every week, so don't be surprised if you see that pretty beard again before this year is over. So thank you all again. And David, again, thank you very much. So let's go to commercial now. You know, if you want to see all of us have appeared on other shows. And here's a list of all those shows that we have in the Let's Talk Football family. Let's go to that. Thank you.
Real quick, before you do that.
All right, go ahead, David. Sure.
Has moved to Tuesday night.
Oh, it has. Okay.
Just so everybody.
The fantasy show's on Tuesday now.
We're going to be going on after you guys on Tuesdays now because 6 a.m. on Sunday is. I'm not built for that.
I don't know too many people who are, David. I don't think you're the only one. But thank you for I appreciate the note change. So we'll have to get that corrected in the video. But again, for those of you listening, so we got the fantasy show on Tuesday nights now after the Roundtable. So, but here is a video for all the shows that we do have in the Let's Talk Football family. Take it away there, producer Sean.
Teams looking sad when it rains. It pours. This game
Thursday night
was definitely gonna be